It's Saturday and the group is coming over to roll the dice, and you're thinking, hey, I'll make something for the group to eat. You open the freezer for something other than a DiGiorno, and this ends up your option. Individual, quick frozen, pre-packaged, and impersonal. But then you look in the fridge again, and you will find the ingredients for Saturday night salvation. Shrimp, spinach, mushrooms, onions, celery, garlic, pasta, oil, and butter. Sit back and prepare to learn how to make seafood Alfredo your GM will swear you ordered out for. You're watching Gamer Gourmet with Goddess Estrella.
And hey, today we're doing, by request, seafood Alfredo. Actually, shrimp Alfredo, but it's seafood. So, let's get going. As last time, have my water boiling for my noodles. We're doing a rotini today. Yes, most people use linguine or fettuccine. I'm using rotini. Why? Because I happen to like fun noodles. Rotini is fun. And I've already salted the water. So, now, as for our Alfredo, it's going to have some veg in it. I know, guys, you want to be carnivores. Sorry, can't let it happen. You know, God gave us molars to process vegetable matter. You got to get your veggies in there. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be sitting in front of your Warcraft account, freak out about someone pulling stupid shit during the raid, and have a heart attack. This will at least will give you a better chance for staying alive for a bit longer. We're going to be starting off with a saute, which butter and olive oil go in the pan. Okay. Now, if the conversation seems to jump around slightly, it might, or, you know, you see rapid cuts, well, it's because we're doing this all in one long shot, and it's going to be edited later, so it'll be 15 minutes long, fit on YouTube. Okay, so, get your longest cooking veg in there first. Onions and celery. This is to give a little added flavor. I'm adding bacon. I'm adding a little bit of bacon. I'm about three to four rashers of bacon worth, just cut up.
Honestly, if you don't have bacon in your dish, something's wrong.
You can have bacon. You can do a dish without bacon, and it turns out very nicely.
You can, but bacon makes everything better.
Well, what bacon's going to do here is it's going to give us an under flavor. Also going to give us a little extra fat to work with as this renders out. Remember, as I said before, as I said last time, it looks like a lot of veggies. It really does. But this cooks down. Also going to take this opportunity to add the garlic.
Now, I'm sure that my friend here agrees with me that using fresh garlic is better than buying the dried stuff. You'll get better flavor.
Well, this isn't dried stuff. This is the stuff out of a jar that actually is packed in juices.
Yeah, which also works just as well as the fresh garlic.
It does.
And plus you get some garlic juice, which you can use for many things.
But there is a certain advantage to using fresh garlic, truly fresh garlic. It's, as I've said before, I'm all for time for conserving my time a little bit. It's a lot of delicate knife work. It does take a bit of delicate knife work to chop garlic without making yourself all bloody. So, I'm just going with...
What are you adding there? Sea salt?
Yep. Now, granted, the bacon is going to add its own, is going to add a little bit of saltiness to it, to the veg anyway. I'm adding the sea salt to pull out moisture, which is what you want. This is actually what I'm doing for the shrimp part of this, of the seafood Alfredo, is actually it's actually going to wind up being a scampi, which is going to, yes, you're going to cover up the, it's going to seem like you're covering up everything with the Alfredo sauce, but if you do it right, the Alfredo just marries in there and it's just lovely. You can see that's cooked down quite a bit. That's already reduced quite a bit. All this brown here on the bottom, that is actually going to be coming up when we deglaze the pan with some white wine. If you don't have white wine, you can use water, you can use vodka, you can use stock, or just any other kind of liquor that you might want to think of.
Just try not to drink it all first.
Well, if you happen to have diabetes and you can't drink a lot of alcohol because of your medication, this is a way to get to get that flavor of the alcohol without consuming the alcohol.
Something in your fridge. Ah, Chardonnay. Not exactly a friend of mine, but tasty. And it adds a really unique smell to the dish.
Well, see, this is not a standard Chardonnay. This is actually Arbor Mist Orchard Fruits. So it's going to be a little appley, aside, you're going to get that apple flavor aside from the flavor of the grapes, the grape flavor. It's actually got a nice, lovely balance. I'm not going to let the spinach is right down where I want it to be. It's bright. It's got that bright green. It's wilted down just enough. It's had time to pick up the flavor of the bacon and it's had time to pick up the flavor of the bacon and everything. And so this goes into here. A little extra olive oil. I should say additional olive oil. This is not extra virgin. One of these times I will use extra virgin just to show you what you actually should use that for. And we've got some 26-30 count shrimp. 1 pound. Ow, that hurt.
Splash yourself.
Yes, I got popped with a little grease.
Glad I'm standing over here.
You want to use, I prefer to use raw shrimp. You can buy the pre-cooked stuff. Just take the tails off. At that point, you're reheating. It takes a lot less time. Yes, it does take a lot less time. I think you get a much better flavor if you go from raw. And for those of you who think that that's a lot of wine, it really isn't.
It's just enough to cover the bottom of the pan, it seems.
Yeah, pretty much. You just want the shrimp to pick up that little flavor.
And we're back.
Okay, now time for the Alfredo. Melting 2 tablespoons of butter with about a half to 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Cream sauce. It's a basic cream sauce, so we're going to start by making a roux.
Now, what did you just add in there?
That is just all-purpose flour. And we're just going to make what's called a blonde roux. And what this does, it's equal portion. A roux is equal portions flour and fat. And what this does is it acts as a thickener. Now, if you let it get too dark, then it doesn't do, it's not going to thicken properly. Okay, what I've got here is 1 pint of half and half. Some people use heavy whipping cream.
I would be one of those people.
And you can use heavy whipping cream. It's perfectly acceptable. Half and half just happens to, it's not as heavy. Also, it's cheaper per pint for those price conscious out there. And I could zap this into the blend. I could zap this in a blender, and it'd be smooth as all get out. But then you miss a couple of things. All right, got our roux pretty much incorporated in there. Might be still be a few lumps. Which actually I probably should be using a, uncoated wire whisk. This particular whisk has a silicone coating on the tines, which prevent rusting or things really sticking to the tines, which is really easy on cleanup. You have no idea. Is what's left of a little nugget of Asiago cheese, which is a type of Parmesan. Although it is on the it's on the more pungent side, especially when cooked, but it's excellent.
It's a very good cheese.
I'm just using my little micro grater. Actually, this grater is almost a zester.
Now, you could just buy the prepackaged Parmesan at the store.
Parmesan Romano, Parmesan Pecorino, Parmesan, and Asiago is considered its own cheese, but it is in the same style as a Parmesan. That's what we're looking for. Don't want this to make it all the way to gravy. We want to keep it at a sauce. Now, hot sauce. In the bowl with everybody else. And this is about the same yield as you would get from a jar of sauce. Might be a little bit less, might be a little more. It's around the same, it's about equivalent. But honestly, you could take the veg and everything, serve it over garlic bread, serve it over potatoes. You know, if you don't have noodles, get creative.
There's basil.
You could. But seafood Alfredo.